Welcome to the JP8 report. This is James Pierce with the JP8 report, episode 450. Good Friday, everybody. Hope you're ready. This is my last podcast of the week. Good try. But thank y'all for tuning in. So just to let you know, there's no Bongino this morning. They just did Monday through Thursday with Sean Farsh. So I don't have to raid. The bad news is I still got to leave about 8:50 in the this morning, which is 50 minutes from now. So we'll go all the way up to that, and I'll sign off, and then I'll see y'all on Monday morning, 6:30 Central, right? I did listen to a little bit of Todd Spears from Wednesday. If y'all like to listen to Todd Spears and you ain't listened to him lately, he accepted a job offer in Virginia, which is great for his family, but he won't be able to do the hot seat with Todd anymore for right now. So that's a loss, right? And he said he's still going to do the producing for Graham Allen, which he's on air right now, with at the same time slot as me. But they just don't know for right now. He said he's still doing it. That's a lot to be desired from. So keep them in your prayers too, okay? Political news, right? Besides, I can't stand rhinos, but Jamie McDonald. This was the deal that was going on for like the last month or so because Jay Clayton got nominated to be the OD&I. And the president said the only way that he would allow Jay Clayton to be sworn in as OD&I is if Jamie McDonald was his replacement as SDNY, the Southern District of New York. But that fell on deaf ears because they confirmed him. I think they've already sworn him in. I'm like, so what happened to the other part of the deal? Where's Jamie McDonald? I haven't seen no Flora. So about 15 minutes ago, I saw an X come over. It was from Eric Dowdery, right? And he said a whole slate of Republicans were confirmed by the Senate, including 4 U.S. attorneys. I'm like, who were the 4 U.S. attorneys? So I did a quick search of who it was, and come to find out, Jamie McDonald never got confirmed by the Senate. I'm like, that's the president was saying that was exactly who he wanted to be the new U.S. attorney at SDNY. They worked out a drug deal. This was so slick. I don't know how it got past them, right? But New York has 2 Democrat senators, right? So hope you're sitting down for this. Remember the unconstitutional blue slip they use in the Senate so they can block any U.S. attorney or judicial nomination. Well. I guess the judges at the SDNY, because you know there's a panel of judges, right? Liked Jamie McDonald so much, they just went around the Senate and did a block vote and appointed him to the SDNY. So the president got his U.S. attorney without having to go through the U.S. Senate. Oh my goodness, poof, 10 megaton explosion. Because man, you can't wish for a better solution than that. So Jay Clayton, OD&I, and then Jamie McDonald is going to be the SDNY, U.S. attorney. Awesome combinations right there were golden. And the only thing you can get better is if John Thune says, let's pass the Save America Act. That would be awesome. I don't see it happening as long as he's the majority leader. He's trying out to be the Senate minority leader. He's in, I don't know when his audition is. He may be auditioning for it right now, but I swear he does not want to be the majority leader, because the way he's acting, he's trying to lose the Senate. All right. And when you got people like John Barrasso, and you got John Cornyn and Bill Cassidy and Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins. Did I miss anyone? Jake Lanford. There's got to be a couple more I missed in there somewhere, right? They don't want to do their job as Republicans and press forward with the goals of the president. They want to do their own thing, right? A buddy of mine just called me. Same concept. They did a city council meeting last night, and one of our staunchest conservatives, who's term limited, he can't run for re-election, actually said last night at a city council meeting, well, I like all the numbers there for these nonprofits, so we need to fully fund them instead of reducing them. But I'm good if we have to raise taxes to meet that budget threshold. Really. And we have Republicans that act like that. It shouldn't happen. It should not happen at all. And, same thing with John Cornyn. John Cornyn, he gets beat in the primary, and, I need to save this. Okay. We'll talk about this a little bit. I got a whole lot to do, and we got very little time to do. But, John Cornyn, I said this earlier, John Cornyn, since he's a lame duck because he got beat in the primary, needs to go ahead and resign and let Greg Abbott appoint someone else to that position until January, and then Ken Paxton, when he wins, can take that spot. That's the way I look at it, right? I would say, no, you can't do that, man. Would be a good, it won't happen anyway. All right, so welcome to the JP8 report. As we get started, since I'm already almost 10 minutes in, hey, go ahead, click that bell right beside where it says the JP8 report, and toggle down to where you see follow, and click the follow button. And then right next to that, you'll see a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up for the episode today. And if you want to jump into the live chat, go for it, right? I do answer the live chat when I can. I get so wrapped up in the talking sometimes, I forget where I'm at. But I do answer them, or I'll text you. And usually we get Covite for Life in the live chat, or Retired Rob 53, or Luke Mahler, Luke 27. And then we get Scott Scray in there sometimes. But keep it up, jump in there, let's have some fun. Okay, so that without being said, let's go to America 250 before I honestly run out of time here. All right. Got a short letter from John Hancock to George Washington, General Washington. Sir, the enclosed resolves, which I do myself the honor of transmitting, are so explicit that I need only refer your attention to them. You will please to give such orders with regard to building boats for the service of the flying camp, as you shall judge necessary. A copy of General Mercer's letter to Congress on this subject you have enclosed. I have wrote to the Council of Safety of this state to forward to General Mercer 10 6-pounders, those are cannons, and an equal number of 4-pounders with greatest expedition. Your favor on the 29th came safe to hand and was immediately laid before Congress. I have forwarded the Generals Schuyler and Mercer a copy of the enclosed resolves. As far as they relate to respective departments, I have the honor to be the sentiments of the greatest respect and esteem, your most humble, obedient, very honorable servant, John Hancock, President. P.S. This is the good part about the whole letter, right? Upon conversing with General Sullivan and stating to him the reasons of Congress promoting General Gates over him, he desired me to move for leave to withdraw the application to resign, in which the Congress has acquiesced. He has now orders to repair to New York, where you will please to assign him such post of duty as you shall think proper. He got passed over for a promotion, and then he got assigned to the greatest general in the history of our country. I think that's a good trade-off, right? General Gates is, yeah, we'll go with that. All right. All right, so we got the armament shop. I'm sorry about that. Should not be happening. Okay, here we go. The armament shop. Whether you're looking for your first firearm, upgrading your setup, or need expert service, Jason at the armament shop is Copper's Cove's premier source for all things shooting. Browse our wide selection of pistols, rifles, and shotguns backed by top-tier gunsmithing for repairs, along with reloading supplies and professional cleaning to keep your firearm in peak condition. Need a transfer? We make FFL transfers fast, easy, and affordable. Need your CHL? That's a concealed handgun license. Jason can handle those classes both online and in person. He has over 3 decades of experience. Visit the armament shop today at 115A West Avenue D in Copper's Cove, or call or text 254-560-2023, or visit www.armamentshop.com. That's www.armamentshop.com. The Armament Shop. Your safety is our priority. All right. Thank y'all very, very much. Now we have the Iran update. As I was getting ready to come online, all right, I saw this. I scanned over the headlines one more time. It's evident that Iran attacked Kuwait again. Iranian drones attacked Kuwait and caused severe damage to vital and military facilities. So this ain't over with at all, right? Because President Trump is weighing major strikes into Iran. After attacking one of our closest allies in the whole world, I could say that's probably going to be easy decision for the president. We shall see, but that's what's going on. The blockade is still in effect, and over 20 vessels have been diverted back to Iranian ports or away from Iranian ports, right? Iran falsely claimed that they've destroyed 3 F-35 fighters, which was absolutely fake news, baby. Houthis declare a naval blockade in the Red Sea. That'll be taken care of because the Saudis are planning a Houthi offensive, right? They're going to liquidate the shore batteries from Yemen. The State Department is offering a $15 million reward for any information about the locations of the IRGC drone network. The Senate strikes down another war powers vote, and Saudi Arabia and 14 countries reaffirm the multinational maritime defense coalition. The stock market closed up yesterday at 613.92. The Dow Jones was at 52,208.06. West Texas Intermediate, about 45 minutes ago, was at $84.93 a barrel, and Brent crude oil is at $90.23 a barrel. Now, let me put it like this. At 3:30 in the morning, my time, Brent crude was at 87.59. About 45 minutes ago, it was at $90.23. What happened? I mean, within 3 hours of those $3 or $2.50 going up, Iran attacking Kuwait with the drones. Iran has got to be dealt with effectively and finally, and take this off their plate where they can't attack their neighbors ever again. You know, we can withdraw for the entire area and we'll never be attacked by Iran unless they sneak terrorists into our country, right? But when you're Qatar and Bahrain and Kuwait and the UAE, you're at their mercy. And all you can do is shoot stuff down. That's why. All right? Wow. Someone's at the door. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay. Hold it. I'm listening. Okay, never mind. Okay, so she'll tell me later. Okay, so announcements. Uh, Pints and Politics on the 6th of August in Belton at the Dead Fish Grill at 2207 Lake Road in Belton. Pints and Politics with the Elephant in Room Strategies. The next is Coppers Cove Conservative Club. We have our monthly social on the 11th of August at 6 p.m. I told you I'd finally get this graphic up, right? Scott Williams, our sheriff, is going to give us a briefing on the drug fight inside of Coryell County. All right, at 6 p.m. at Giovanni's, August 11th. On August 22nd is Coryell County Republican Women, the Boots and Bling at 6 p.m. at the Texas Station Event Center. Stu Municieri is going to be the guest speaker. They're going to have Fajita Mill from El Tapatio, and the Texas Connection is going to provide the music. All right, tickets are $50 a person, and if you go to the podcast description, I have a link you can click to go to it, or you can click the QR code that's on the screen right now. All right. The next announcement is on the August 29th. We have Coryell County Republican Party fundraiser at the Patriot Range Day at the Holly Gun Range from 10 to 5. It's $20 to come and shoot as much as you want. The armament shop is going to bring some cool toys to fire, and a friend of his is going to bring a silencer facility out there with them also. So $20. It's off Bald Knob Road, just south of Gatesville. All right. And then the last one is on the 26th of September at the Texas Station Event Center in Gatesville. We have our annual fish fry at 6 p.m. Tickets are $35 a person. We'll have two guest speakers. We have Senator Pete Flores SD24, my state senator, and we have the RPT, Republican Party of Texas chairwoman, Dorinda Randall. She's going to be speaking also. To get tickets for those are $35 a person. You can scan the QR code that's on the screen right now, or in the description of the podcast. You can actually scroll down after you click on more info. You'll see the link for the fish fry. You can click on that and buy your tickets there too. Okay, so those are your announcements. Like I said, you're like, why does he give announcements? Because when people get to frequent other events with other Republicans, they tend to get uh, stronger and more assured of themselves. They get engaged and they stay engaged. That's the whole purpose of the whole matter, because you want Republicans not afraid to talk to people and talk to them about voting Republican. That's why I do that. All right. All right. 8:20. So we have all of our announcements done. Man, I'm so wondering about what my wife was just talking about. I don't know if you heard my doorbell ringing. Hold on just a second.
Yeah, they're going to bury the cable.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
You showed them where to go?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, remember earlier this week we had a problem with my fiber? They had to do what they call a gator box. If you know anything about fiber optics, it's a little box about this big. They do a fiber splice in it. They wrap it around. They screw it down. And then you got to bury it, right? So, the splicer comes out. He did the splice. He let it loose. I hope I don't lose my signal. Well, we'll get to see how good this splicer was, because if I lose my signal, I'll see y'all Monday morning, right? But they had to send out a bury team to bury the cable. So that's who was just at the door. Okay, that's good. Yeah, but if you lose me, that means the splice wasn't good, or they made a mistake and I got disconnected. So in advance, I hope everybody has a great weekend. All right, here we go. The rest of the news, right? The first thing is President Trump announced yesterday that that the complete disarmament of Hamas will commence. He announced it on Truth Social that Hamas had an agreement with the Board of Peace, right? So it said today the Board of Peace reached a historic agreement with the complete disarmament of Hamas and other armed groups in Gaza. This is a monumental step to lasting peace and security. The agreement is a critical step toward Gaza finally being governed by a new Palestinian government that will work closely with the Board of Peace to help the Palestinian people. At the same time, Israel will have the security it deserves, with Gaza no longer used as a base for terror attacks. This is a major milestone in the implementation of Trump's 20-point plan. The agreement will be carried out in careful, structured phases, and disarmament is completed. Israeli forces will withdraw, and the International Stabilization Force will work with the new Palestinian police to take responsibility for Gaza being safe for its residents and neighbors. 1 year ago, there was a violent war raging, a humanitarian crisis, and hostages kept in brutal captivity. We have made historic progress, and there's still much work to do. I want to thank the mediators, Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey, for the important efforts, and especially my astounding team, whose tireless work made this historic breakthrough possible. The threat that emerged from Gaza on October 7th will not be allowed to rebuild. That is great, because on October 7th, 2023, the world changed for Iran when monsters came across the Gaza border in 2023 and murdered 1,200 Israelis and other concert goers that were down there in the desert. 1,200 people. and it sparked a war to where over 100,000 people died. That needlessly died because you had people out there that thought they could wage a hatred war against Israel and kill 1,200 people. And then people were surprised that Israel fought back. Of all things, it happened to us in 2001 that we were attacked and we fought back. But there's a loyal opposition in the Democrat Party that oppose anything that Trump is doing. But I would like to add one thing also is, and I mentioned this morning during the morning brief, was between October 7th, 2023 and January 2025, what did the Biden administration do to stop that fight, to get those hostages out? Because they didn't do much at all. At all. Where was our Secretary of Defense back then, Lloyd Austin? Besides in 2023 when he had his prostate surgery and nobody even knew that was even happening, right? I keep looking at my signal stream, make sure I got internet. And then all it took was the orange man to swear into the presidency to end that fight. And, that city is in ruins. You got people who'll never be the same again. These kids growing up in utter poverty and famine. And now they got a chance. Right? So we'll see the days and the weeks and the months coming, how well this pans out. There are a lot of people that don't believe that this is true and it will hold. We will see. You got to give them a chance, right? You got to give them a little bit of a chance to change. Here in D.C., we have a fight going on, right? The fight is the nomination and the confirmation of Todd Blanche as the next Attorney General of the United States. So his nomination is still in the Judicial Committee because they're one vote from securing the nomination to go to the floor of the Senate. Now, in the rules of the Senate, it can be voted against and still go, but it makes it harder to get confirmed, right? You have Tom Tillis and you have John Cornyn. One's a retiring senator, the one's a lame duck senator. The lame duck senator is trying to extort out of the president that do this or I'm going to do that. Is that blackmail or is that extortion? I can't remember. But still, they think they got influence. Instead of my question is, they are threatening to derail President Trump's nominee. What is John Brosco and John Thune doing to prevent that from happening? When John Cornyn got defeated in the primary, he stood there and said he will support the Republican nominee. He didn't say he would support Ken Paxton. He said he would support the Republican nominee. That is the problem we have. Another butthurt Republican. And like I said earlier, why doesn't he just resign and let Governor Abbott appoint another person to fill that seat until January when Ken Paxton takes office, right? Even though Fox News is saying that Telefrico has a 3-point lead over Ken Paxton, which I can't stand Fox News. I even mentioned at the end a while ago that there are too many. Man, I had my chance to bring my wife in there. I put her on the podcast, and I messed up. Oh, y'all were that close to meeting my wife. Yeah, he should resign and let Greg Abbott appoint someone to fill the seat until January 3rd when Ken Paxton, because I don't believe the Fox News polls. And then the polls that they were blasting all over TV this morning saying that Telefrico has a 3-point lead over Ken Paxton in registered voters, not likely voters. And I don't know what kind of demographic they use for this poll, but Fox News polls are hardly ever correct. All right. But you have John Cornyn and Tom Tillis saying they will not vote in favor of Todd Blanche unless they get it in writing that the president will not request that the anti-weaponization fund be funded, right? They wanted to go permanently away. The Todd Blanche has already said it's gone. It ain't coming back. But they don't believe him. They think the president's going to lie to him and bring the fund back, in which he said he's not. These two guys are just playing a dirty game, and they're going to get hurt, right? Nobody wants to talk to John Cornyn. I was telling a buddy of mine, David Charquette, that I was joking with him because he's like toying with the idea of maybe running for city council. And I told him I had a dream. I had a dream that I saw you, that you had shaved off all your beard and put a black shirt on and a red tie. And he said, "Oh, that might happen. You never know." And then John Cornyn walked up to talk to you. He said, "That will never happen." And that's how bad John Cornyn is respected in the state of Texas. He is a Kurt Schleitler was just on Vince just a little while ago. See, look, I'm only going to get, man, I still got all this here. But he was talking on Vince a while ago, and he said, John Cornyn he's not even a cowboy. He's from Texas. Every 6 years, while he's running for re-election, he'll throw his cowboy hat on and and say, "Hey, vote for me. I'm one of y'all," which he's not. He probably can't even spell the word cowboy, right? He probably doesn't even know how to ride a horse. The hat he wears looks so clean, it's unbelievable, right? That he actually rides it or wears it on a constant basis. I mean, I don't wear my cowboy hat all the time. I've rodeoed. I've lived that life. I understand it. And I may not be a cowboy, but I was a rodeo cowboy. And I'm not afraid to wear my cowboy hat. If I had it right now, I'd put it on. But all I have is straw. I don't have a felt anymore. And I wear Resistol cowboy hats. I don't wear Stetson. I don't wear the American Hat Company. I wear Resistol. That's all I've ever had, right? And I don't know why I'm talking about this, because we got politics to talk about, and I'm going off on a whim. All right, if y'all don't mind, hey, sometimes you chase that squirrel. I didn't quite catch the squirrel, but yeah, okay, I'm still doing good on bandwidth. All right, I'm at 6,500 kilobits a second. All right, so good morning, Covite for life. Covite for life. I will see you in about 30 minutes at Little Tex, right? Question mark. Let's see if he responds. While I'm waiting for Ricky's response, if he's going to Little Tex this morning, free advertisement, right? Elon Musk put it out yesterday that he is funding his America PAC with $100 million to help Republicans get elected. The America PAC is going to focus on door knocking, digital advertising, and direct mail aimed at Republican-leaning voters, including low propensity voters who typically don't vote in midterm elections. That's according to ABC News, right? So you're like, well, why is he doing that? Why is he sitting? You're not going? Oh, wow. Ricky, I hope you're feeling all right then, okay? So the reason why he is he's only funding that source of people, right? Because you don't need to send flyers and digital advertising to 4R Republicans that are actually going to vote Republican, right? You need to send it to people that are actually thinking about going out to vote, and they're like, well, this is only a midterm election. Why am I not? Why do I even need to go vote, right? That is what they're trying to solve. So $100 million is going to help. We need more than that. We have $138 million in the bank right now, cash on hand, with the RNC, which is good, right? But we need people to keep building the campaign coffers up, right? You need people that are actually going to get out there and vote. Uh, uh, I was at a city council meeting last night, all right? And in the whole room, if you look on my Facebook page, James A. Pierce Jr., right? If you look at it, you'll see a picture from last night from city council. We have about 50 chairs in there, I believe, right? And it was me and two of the ladies that were there to listen to the city council meeting at 5:30 at night, right? It dealt with property taxes. It had two public hearings, one for the budget and one for the EDC, the Economic Development Corporation, the EDC, right? And they did a review and a proposed property tax rate, which they're going to go more into it on this coming Tuesday. But there was like 3 people in person to watch all this, right? And then people are so quick to type on their Facebook or on their X uh, about how they hate the city government, that it all needs to be replaced, but nobody even shows up. I'll put it to you like this. We have 2 Republicans that filed for city council, right? Neither one of them were at the special city council meeting to find out what's going on. And one of the 2 are going to get elected in November, and they're like, why are we running short of money already? They should have been there. They should have. But $100 million goes a certain amount of distance to make things work, right? Texas. Our Texas. Hold on. All right. So right now, as I was alluding to earlier, Fox News poll came out that showed Ken Paxton losing to James Telefrico by 3 points, 51-48. Well inside a margin of error. They polled registered voters instead of likely voters, right? Didn't say exactly how many Republicans they polled concerning Democrats, right, compared to Democrats. But you got to look at it like this. There was a bruising primary and a runoff. James Telefrico defeated Jasmine Crockett without a runoff because they were smart. They made sure there was not going to be runoff on the Democrat side. But we get them in the Republican side. No, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But when John Cornyn got beat in May, he said, I will support the Republican nominee. He didn't say, I will support Ken Paxton. He said, I will support the Republican nominee. That's all he said. There's no I will tell my PAC to coordinate with this other PAC so we can do effective campaigning for Ken Paxton, right? Or throw his voice support behind Ken Paxton, right? Or go out and campaign for him. It ain't happening. He's busy wanting to try to hurt President Trump because he got beat in the primary. my view of the whole thing is if you are in Republican leadership, whether you be on the SREC or the county Republican chair or the precinct chairs for the counties, uh, you work for Republicans. If when election day comes, if you vote for a Democrat, right, or you don't vote, you don't need to be in our leadership at all. Your job is to get Republicans to win elections. I mean, it's a candidate's job too, but most of the time, the rest of us are highly qualified to be able to lead someone to do the right things, and not let Republican candidates make friends with the LGBT community and bring them to Republican events, knowing that they are liberal, because they are liberal. The ones here are. To bring a staunch Democrat to a campaign kickoff when you are a conservative yourself. It doesn't make any sense, right? Whether you're the county judge of a city and you don't frequent any Republican gatherings at all, it don't make sense at all. So John Cornyn on May 27th, I think it was, or 28th, when he conceded his race to Ken Paxton, he should have said, you have all my support and my pack. Let's get Texas across the boundary and keep them red. Just like Wesley Hunt said. But John Cornyn is all about himself. He's I'm John, Big Bad John, dun, 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 Big John. Yeah, that stuff is stupid, right? He is a lame duck, and maybe it's time that he just resigns and let Greg Abbott appoint a new senator, and then and let Ken Paxton go the rest of the way, right? So to go along with that is it's already 8:41. I'm running out of time. So, and I saw this, and my wife brought it to my attention, right? Because she already heard what was going on about it. So Telefrico released a campaign ad to make him look like Joe Texan, right? Because all Texans drive big trucks, right? Because he's a white male Texan from Round Rock. Well, so this campaign commercial had Telefrico driving a Dodge Ram 1500, right? Well, the problem is it came out most rickety tick was that James Telefrico drives a Chevy Colorado, which in terms of trucks, you have the Silverado, which I own, right? Then you have the next size down, which in the GMC world is called a Canyon, and then the Chevy world is called a Colorado, right? Telefrico owns a Colorado. He probably doesn't have a scratch at one iota in the back of that truck. I can almost guarantee there's no scratches in it whatsoever because he doesn't look like the kind of person who can actually pick stuff up. But I digress. I'm sorry. So here we go. Campaign commercial. Shows Telefrico driving a Dodge Ram 1500, not a Colorado, not a Chevy Colorado. Then you go one step further, and if you look at the license plate, this cat drives an Enterprise rental truck. He went and what do you call it? Leased out a pickup truck to make a campaign video. Living a lie. Living a lie. I mean, like I said, this ain't my truck. I mean, I borrowed the title from, I think it was Lee Bryce, I'm not sure. So he borrowed a truck to make a fake campaign video because he's a fake person. Just like he said, yesterday. He said it on Tuesday that capitalists are thieves and they're just stealing from everybody else. Like you ain't supposed to make any money owning a business because if you're not making a profit, you're going out of business. I know that for a fact, right? But yeah, so what do we got? 844. Democrat Senator candidate James Calorico, campaign confirmed Thursday that the truck he drove in a viral advertisement doesn't belong to him. Tellerico had previously revealed that he owns a mid-sized Chevy Silverado, but in a new campaign ad, he is driving a full-size Dodge Ram 1500. As a result of the vehicle swap, Tellerico has been mocked by conservatives for appearing in a larger truck than the slick campaign commercial. James's truck, not me. James's truck has tinted windows. He tried to shoot. We tried to shoot in his Chevy first, but it was too dark to film. Telefrico campaign said at first, "Why didn't you just unroll the window?" Right? The ad, "Waking Up Because He's So Woke," essentially stars the Dodge Ram as Tellerico drives through the Lone Star State, while a voiceover features the Senate candidate discussing plans to make this economy work for the working people again. Throughout the video, shots of Tellerico driving the dark Dodge Ram that intertwine with images of hard-working Texans, something he doesn't know anything about, right? Then it says Civil 4 political reporter David Weigel noticed the odd detail in the ad. He drives a Chevy Colorado, which has appeared in other ads in other profiles, but he is driving a Dodge Ram 1500, and it's not hard to spot. You can see the plate, which is linked to Enterprise Rental, he wrote. And the Tellerico campaign did not immediately respond when asked if the Dodge Ram was rented. Some truck enthusiasts have insisted that Tellerico's Chevy Colorado is inferior. You can look at the Ram and see it looks tougher than the Colorado. Size matters. The Ram is taller, stronger, wider, more like a truck. Why didn't he buy a truck instead of buying a Colorado? My wife said fake Texans drive Colorados. She may be right because she married someone who drives a Silverado. All right. Wow. Oh my goodness, man. And for my last trick, because I'm going to run out of time. Well, I got two things I want to talk. In Wisconsin, a judge ruled that this is a good ruling for conservatives. A judge ruled Wisconsin absentee voters for August's primary cannot void their ballots and request a new one. That's the problem when you go early vote, is what happens if your candidate drops or you change your mind. Once you mark that ballot is yours, right? So you can't spoil the ballot because it's been voted on. Because they just lost one of their candidates for the governorship and left room for DSA candidate Hong to get the nomination and then lose the general election. All right. So don't vote too early. All right. And then the last one is about Vladimir Zelensky. I don't have enough on here. It's too thick. I'm going to have to wait on this one. But casualties. He was being interviewed yesterday on a special report with Brett Brower, and he was asking him about casualties in the Ukrainian war. He said, I think he said 1.6 million Russians are casualties. 700,000 of them are dead. That's what he's saying, right? Well, Then Brett Baer asked him about, well, what about Ukrainian casualties? That's when he started tap dancing. Well, I really can't tell you because we don't want to give too much up to the enemy. I mean, he's quick. He's quick to rule on the Russians, but he won't talk about his own. Right? I mean, you could consider it OPSEC, but that's how it goes sometimes. But he did relate this. He said about 200,000 Ukrainians have been injured or wounded, and 50,000 have been killed in combat since 2022. I'm a monkey's uncle. I do not believe that number at all. 50,000 Ukrainian soldiers have been killed in the defense? No way. No way. I would say it's closer to 500,000 that's been killed in action. I mean, we'll probably never know, but that's my guess right there. All right, it's 8:49. Close enough. Let's go ahead and do this sign off. See how close it is. Yep, 8 seconds. So, and then retired Rob, 53. He's on his way to Little Tex right now. Thank y'all very much for tuning in this week. I will be back on air 6:30 Central on Monday morning. Remember, I have jury duty next Wednesday, so I may not be on air. I just don't know yet. I'll find out soon enough. All right. So this is James Pierce with the JP8 report. I will catch you on the flip side. I'm out. Remember, there's no Dave Bongino this morning.